Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Maths. Right, you are going to need with you your part whole model and some counting objects. So if you haven't got those, press pause and go and collect them now. Right, to get started, I think we need to get our brains working. So we're going to play a quick maths game. Now, this is the same maths game that we played on Monday. That is where I have my subitizing cards, my random ones, and my subitizing cards on my tens frame. So I am going to show you one of these cards and I want you to tell me how many spots you can see. Now, some of them might be really easy because if they're on a tens frame like this, we can clearly see there are one spot. But some of them are going to be a little more tricky because when they're on our random cards, we've quickly got to think, how many can we see? And that's right, we can see 3 spots. 1, 2, 3. 3 spots. Now, remember, we are subitizing, so that means we need to try and not to count. We need to quickly think and see how many we can see. Okay, shall we have a go? Let's start off. How many spots can you see? Brilliant! There are 4 spots on our tens frame. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 spots. Fantastic. How many spots can you see? Brilliant. There are 2 spots. 1, 2. Here we go. Let's try another one. Shout it back at me. How many spots can you see? Fantastic. There are 1, 2, 3. 3 spots. Brilliant work. Right. Let's get a little harder. How many spots can you see? Brilliant. There are 6 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 spots on our tens frame. 5 on the top row. Add 1 more at the bottom. There are 6. Fantastic. How many spots can you see? Brilliant. There are 1, 2, 3. 3 spots. Let's try a hard random one. How many spots can you see? Shout it back at me. Brilliant work. That's quick subitizing. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 spots altogether on our card. 2 at the top and 4 at the bottom. 2, add 4 more equals 6. There are 6 spots altogether. Fantastic subitizing and maths work, guys. I hope your brain's now ready for some more. Right, okay, today we are going to continue exploring subtraction through partitioning. Okay, and to start with, I'm going to tell you a story. Are you ready? Right, are you ready for our story? So one day there were some frogs and they were playing near a pond. Can you help me? Can you count how many frogs you can see in the picture? Tell your grown-up, how many frogs can you see in the picture? Shout it back at me. How many frogs can you see in the picture? That's right. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can see 5 frogs in our picture. Say this with me. 5 is the whole. Can you say it? Brilliant. There are 5 frogs in our picture. So 5 is the whole. Now, some of the frogs decided to play in the pond. How many frogs can you see playing in the water? Count. How many frogs can you see playing in the water? That's right, there's 1 frog playing in the water. 1 is a part. Can you say that? Well done. 1 is a part. 5 is the whole and 1 is a part. Now, some of the frogs decided they didn't want to play in the water. They didn't want to get wet. So they sat on the log. Can you count for me? How many frogs are on the log? Tell your grown-up, how many frogs are sat on the log? Shout it back at me. Well done. There are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 frogs sat on the log. 4 is a part. Can you say that? Well done. So 5 is the whole because there are 5 frogs sat on the log. 1 is a part because there are 1 frogs in the water. And 4 is a part because there are 4 frogs sat on the log. I wonder, do you think we could represent this maths story on our part whole model? Let's get it out with our counting objects and see. Right, okay. I'm going to now represent my story all about the frogs on my part whole model. And I have my counting objects of cubes. I like to use cubes. Who can help me? Shout out at me. What was our whole? How many frogs were there in total? Well remembered, there were 5 frogs altogether. 5 is our whole. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is our whole. Can you have a go? Press pause. Can you put the whole on your part whole model? Press play when you're ready to continue. Well done. Have you done it? Have you got 5 of your counting objects in the whole to represent your 5 frogs on our picture? Brilliant. Now, who can help me? How many frogs were playing in the water? Well done. There was 1 frog playing in the water. So 1 is a part. Can you move on your part whole model 1 frog into the part? You have a go. Well done. I'm going to move 1 of my cubes into the part because 1 is a part. There was 1 frog playing in the water. My cube is representing that 1 frog playing in the water. Now, who can remember what was our other part? Well done. It was 4 because there was 4 frogs on the log. 4 of the frogs didn't want to play in the water. So 4 is a part. And my cubes are representing my frogs. So I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 frogs didn't want to play in the water. 4 is a part. So 5 was the whole. 1 is a part and 4 is a part. Now we can also say this in another way. We can say that 5 subtract 1 is equal to 4. Let me show you. Remember, 5 is the whole because there were 5 frogs all together. 1 is a part because 1 frog was playing in the water. And 4 is a part because 4 frogs stayed on the log. So 5 subtract 1 is equal to 4. Can you say that? 5 subtract 1 is equal to 4. Well done. Right, are we ready? I'm going to need your help now because I'm going to come up with my own math story using my part-whole model and my cubes. Okay, here we go. One day there were 1, 2, 3. There were 3 birds in a tree. Can you represent my 3 birds using your counting objects on your part-whole model? Because 3 is the whole. There are 3 birds all together in the tree. You have a go. Have you done it? Have you represented my 3 birds on your part-whole model? Well done. So there are 3 birds in a tree. 3 is the whole. Now 1 bird flew away. Okay, 1 bird flew away. 1 is a part. So what am I going to have to do? That's right. I'm going to have to represent my 1 bird flying away in one of my parts because 1 is a part. Can you represent on your part-whole model my bird flying away? Well done. Have you done it? Brilliant. So let's go back to the start and I'll say my story again. So one day there were 1, 2, 3. 3 birds in a tree. 1 of the birds flew away. 1 is a part. So I'm going to move 1 of my blocks down because 1 is a part. 2 of the birds stayed in the tree. So 2 is a part. Can you represent on your part-whole model the 2 birds that have stayed in the tree? Let's start again and I'll say it all again one more time. So there are 1, 2, 3. 3 birds in a tree. 3 is the whole. 1 of the birds flew away. 1 is a part. 2 of the birds stayed in the tree. So 2 is a part. Can you represent in your other part the 2 birds that have stayed in the tree? Brilliant. Well done. 1, 2. 2 birds stayed in the tree. 2 is a part. I'll say my story again. There were 1, 2, 3. 3 birds in a tree. 3 is the whole. 1 of the birds flew away. 1 is a part. 2 of the birds stayed in the tree. 2 is a part. 3 subtract 1 is equal to 2. So 3 is the whole because there were 3 birds in the tree. 1 is a part because 1 bird flew away. And 2 is a part because there were 2 birds left in the tree. So 3 subtract 1 is equal to 2. Can you say that with me? 3 subtract 1 is equal to 2. Well done. Right, okay. To finish off our session, I would like you to now have a go at creating your own math story, just like Miss Haytner just did there with her birds. You are going to choose a number between 1 to 6 and represent that in your whole using your counting objects. Once you've done that, you need to decide what your story is going to be about. A little bit like the frogs in the pond and the birds in the tree. You will need to decide what action they are going to do, like playing in the water or flying away. And you need to decide how many of your whole are going to do that and move it into one of the parts. Then you need to say how many the other part is. How many are left? Once you've done that, I would like you to talk your story through with your grown-up. You need to include the sentence stems that are on the screen. If you're feeling really brave, you might allow your grown-up to video you talking through your math story. This can then be emailed to Mr. Atkinson. Great job today, guys, and I can't wait to hear all about your math stories. See you again soon.